I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to another edition of Wolfkeen's Thoughts. Now today on Wolfkeen's Thoughts, I'm going to be talking about a bit of an interesting topic. As y'all may or may not know, I am a huge fan of the Fallout license. I've played nearly every Fallout game to this point, yes, even some of the earlier ones, and I'm honestly in love with the series to the point that Fallout is, like I said, my favorite franchise of all time. It's that high up there. I don't know what it is about the Fallout franchise. Maybe it's the exploration of a destroyed world, the idea of survival, running into people trying to survive in this new world of theirs, or maybe it's the idea of the post-apocalypse that I'm always fascinated with. Whatever the case may be, Fallout is my favorite franchise, and I've always been fascinated with the series to the point that I do end up seeking out other things involving the Fallout license. This leads into the topic of today. As many of you know, I am also a fan of Fallout Equestria, which is a My Little Pony cross Fallout fanfiction. Now I know many of you are probably like, how does that work? I really wouldn't be able to tell you. When I first heard about this fanfiction, a Fallout crossover with My Little Pony, I was kind of saying the same thing as everyone else. How do you combine the nice tones of My Little Pony with the harsh tones of Fallout? But somehow, someway, the author K-Cat was actually able to make it work, to the point that this story, Fallout Equestria, which can now be read on fanfiction otherwise, I'll make sure to put links down in the description, this fanfiction has actually spawned its own sub-fandom within the fandom. There's actually a massive fandom for Fallout Equestria, and go to the Wikia page and otherwise, like go to Wikia, look up Fallout Equestria, and look at how many of the side stories people have written. There are so many side stories, and a lot of them are actually longer than the original story. Like, for instance, Project Horizons, but
I'm not gonna talk about that shit here.
So long story short, I'm a fan of Fallout Equestria, and I've been paying attention to a lot of different projects that involve Fallout Equestria, from audio readings, to radio plays, to an actual animation being done by a YouTube by the name of Stabletech Studios, to a now being made game of the Fallout Equestria licensed by the Overmare Studios. And today, that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about the Fallout Equestria game, but I'm going to be talking about the open demo. Basically, Overmare Studios released an open demo for the public for them to check out their progress of the Fallout Equestria game, which is supposed to be made using the Unity 3D engine, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, there's nothing really to it. It's just a proof of concept. It has a bit of combat inside of it, and it also allows you to see the graphical capabilities of the game, allow you to check out the weapons, the armor, the enemy types, and otherwise. So there's nothing really in there. There's no, like, demo where you can check out quests or check out towns or something like that. You're just in a, like a big forest area, which is supposed to be based off of Sweet Apple Acres. And basically all you're doing is just checking around, killing enemies, finding equipment so you can see what you like, and various other things of that nature. That's all it really is, this demo. There's nothing really to it besides that. However, as a proof of concept, you have to admit, this is impressive, the amount of work that they put into this demo. Seriously, my computer may not be the greatest when it comes to gaming and stuff like that, but this game still looks really, really good. I think it looks really good for a fan-made project, because most fan-made projects that I see don't really do very well. So I'm very interested to see how this game will do when compared to other games that, other companies make. Now, I know some people will probably say, isn't this a bit ambitious? It is a little, but then again, we've heard of companies, studios, and even single people pulling off projects of this kind of magnitude, maybe a little less, and being able to make it into a masterpiece. Look at Dust and Elysian Tale. That was made by one guy. So if one guy can make a game like that, I'm fairly sure of, like a group of dedicated fans could make a game like Fallout Equestria. Now, like I said, the entire thing itself is just a proof of concept, and I am liking a lot of the stuff that they have, though I will bring up some problems that I have in a little bit. I love the graphical look of the game, and I've seen the changes from the little videos that they uploaded on their channel, the Overmare Studios, to what it looks like now. It actually looks really good and actually looks like they've improved. They've added more detail into the character designs. They've added more detail to some of the armors, the weapons, and otherwise. And hell, even the map is starting to become more and more expansive with each update that I notice, which is a good thing. I want the game to get better, and I want the game to actually become something more than it actually is. Because me being a Fallout fan and me being a Fallout Equestria fan, this is a game I would definitely put time into if it's done properly, which, from playing this demo, I can tell you right now, it is far from complete, and it's for various reasons. But I'm going to keep going with the positives. I do like the amount of armors that they have, to the point that the rogue armor and otherwise is actually my favorite armor. I don't know why, but the armor that I found for Little Pip at some point, I just love too much, and when I start playing this game, that's probably going to be the armor I'll be keeping on, because it makes her look like a peckish rogue. Come on. You can't say no to a face like that, in cute clothing like that. No, I don't have a crush on that. But basically, like I said, the entire thing's a proof of concept, and I'm liking the amount of stuff that you can find, from the armors, the weapons, which I found quite a few weapons, but I haven't found all of them, mainly because of some of the problems that I had with the game, which I'm going to get into right now. First problem, these enemies are too freaking tough. I know Overmare admitted this inside of a readme that they had in their demo zip, but no. No, these guys are way too tough. Look at me shooting this one bandit with Little Macintosh, and look at him shooting me with a 10mm pistol. A 10mm pistol should not be doing that much damage compared to a 44. Look, I get that you haven't really worked on balance at the moment, and you're mainly doing this as a proof of concept until you can actually start working on the balance, but holy crap, this makes it really hard for me to actually find everything and actually explore, because of not only how deadly these guys are, but also how deadly accurate these guys are. And not to mention, one thing I noticed is that another problem that I have is the input. Basically, say like you were spamming the fire button, it will account for every single time you press the fire button. And I tested this. Say you actually clicked the mouse 3 times and then stopped, and you're using a gun with a slow firing rate. It will actually do all 3 shots before it finally stops, rather than stopping when you stopped. So like, say like you were using the hunting shotgun, you clicked it rapidly like da-da-da and stopped, it's actually going to account for all 3 shots rather than trying to do something else that you may be trying to do. Which, if you ask me, is a huge problem. That could get people killed in a lot of situations in games like this. Look, I know I'm complaining about the weirdest things possible, but I gotta bring it up if I want this to improve and become better and actually be a game that I would love to dump time into. And that's just one of the biggest problems. The input is not that great, where if you click it 3 times, it'll actually account for all 3 bullets. The enemies are way too tough. They've actually said this as well, that bats can be broken. Broken is an understatement. Bats can be so broken sometimes that I have to force shut down the game. And that in and of itself is a terrible thing that you have to do, because that can actually cause damage to your computer. Overmare, if you're watching this video, please fix that first. Try to fix the VATS thing first, because having to hard reset your game and otherwise can cause some damage to your computer, and you don't want that to happen to someone playing your demo or something of that nature. Beyond that, do I have any real problems with the game? Not really. Like I said, as a demo, it definitely shows itself as a proof of concept, and there are some good elements within there. Like I said, graphically the game looks good. I really love the music that the Wasteland Wailers have been working on and otherwise, which, good job on that, people. I do like the pit buck system, but can I ask that you don't have the game not play in the background while you're in the pit buck, because that could get people killed in many situations. How about have that in an alternate difficulty, maybe like a survivor difficulty, where if you put that on, the game doesn't freeze when you go into the pit buck. Just an idea for the future. I love the armors, which I found, and I do like the different enemy concepts. Like, I ran into the robot enemies, I ran into bandits, I've run into radiated bloat flies, and various other things of that nature. Well, you know, bloat sprites. I just like this game as a concept. Like, the demo itself actually shows that they're making good progress, and it's actually making me very interested to actually see the full finished product. But this is why I'm bringing out some of the flaws that I've noticed. Would I recommend people to check out this demo as of right now? Yes and no. Yes, so you can see how the game is progressing. No, because it has a lot of flaws that can actually push you away from wanting to check it out even more. So if you ask me, check it out at your own discretion, but I would highly recommend supporting this group because the fact that they're working their butts off making a game like this, and the fact that they've gotten good progress with the way the demo has problems, yes, but it goes to show you that they're actually making progress into making this a full-length game for everybody to enjoy, which I believe is going to be free. So you really can't get angry with that. So final thoughts on the demo. I think honestly it's a really good proof of concept and it has a lot of good ideas behind it. I just hope Overmare fixes some of the issues that people talk about and otherwise. If they do that and they keep expanding on some of the other expanding upon their strengths, I am all for this game and I really think it's going to be a really good shining example of what the Fallout Equestria community can actually do. So with that said, thanks for checking out my little thoughts video on the Fallout Equestria demo. If you want to check out the demo or even check out the YouTube channel that it belonged to, or just the website that it belonged to, the Overmare Studios, all the links will be down below in the description. And I'll also put a link down below to the Fallout Equestria, fan fiction down in the description. So you need to find all that. It's all going to be down here in the description down below. Go down here. You don't need to hear me say it. Just go. So till next time, guys, I'm Keen47, aka Wolfkeen. Hope you enjoyed. And until next time, guys, take care.